Level 1. The Cold Reader. You're at a funeral. Everyone is crying. You're not. You're watching. You notice who wipes their tears and who lets them fall. You notice who hugs the widow and who checks their phone. You notice who's performing grief and who's actually feeling it. You feel something. It's not nothing, but it's quieter than what everyone else seems to feel. It's always been this way. When your friends cry at movies, you sit there thinking about the plot holes. When someone tells you devastating news, you say the right things, you hug them, you make the right face, but inside, you're observing. Always observing. You're not broken. At least you don't think you are. You just experience things at a lower volume than everyone else. Like watching the world through glass. You can see everything, you just can't quite touch it. Level 2. The Charmer. You figured something out early. People don't want honesty. They want to feel good. And you are very good at making people feel good. You walk into a room and you read it instantly. Who needs attention? Who needs to laugh? Who needs someone to agree with them? You give each person exactly what they need, and it costs you nothing because none of it is real. But it works. People love you. They tell their friends about you. They remember meeting you for years. Your charm isn't warm, it's precise. You know when to smile. You know when to pause before answering. You know that asking someone a personal question and then remembering the answer a month later makes them feel special. So you do it. Every time. A girlfriend tells you she's never met anyone who listens the way you do. You nod. You say something kind. What you don't tell her is that you listen that way because you're studying. Not connecting, studying. Level 3. The Risk Taker. You don't feel fear the way other people do. You understand danger. You can calculate risk. But the physical sensation that makes most people hesitate, that knot in the stomach, that voice that says stop, yours is broken. Or maybe it was never there. You drive too fast. You say things in meetings that make everyone uncomfortable. You take financial risks that would keep most people awake at night. You sleep fine. This makes you exciting to be around. People are drawn to you because you do what they wish they could. You order the thing nobody else would order. You say the thing nobody else would say. You jump first. But there's a difference between courage and the absence of fear. Courage means feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You don't feel it. You just do it. And sometimes that means you walk into situations that hurt you because the warning system that should have stopped you doesn't exist. You get fired for saying something reckless to a client. You don't feel embarrassed. You feel annoyed. There's a difference. You're not sure other people understand it. Level 4. The Mask Wearer. You've realized something about yourself. You're different. You've known it for a while, but now you understand it clearly. The emotions other people have, the ones that control their decisions, make them cry at weddings, make them guilty after arguments. You don't have those. Not the way they do. So you built a mask. Not a physical one, a behavioral one. You learned which emotions to perform and when. You watched people your entire life the way a student watches a teacher. You studied their reactions and you copied them. Somebody tells you their father died. You know the sequence. Eyes widen, mouth opens slightly. You reach for their hand. You say, "I'm so sorry." You hold the pause for exactly the right amount of time. They feel comforted. You felt nothing, but the performance was flawless. You do this all day, every day. You perform sadness, joy, surprise, concern. You perform love. Your partner thinks you're deeply emotional because you've learned to produce the exact signals they expect. The mask never comes off because you've been wearing it so long you've forgotten what's underneath. Or maybe there's nothing underneath. You've stopped checking. Level 5. The user. People are tools to you now. You don't hate them. You don't wish them harm. They're just useful or they're not. You keep a mental inventory. Your colleague has connections you need. Your friend has a car you borrow. Your girlfriend provides stability. An image. Someone to bring to company dinners. Each person serves a function. When they stop being useful, you lose interest. Not dramatically. You don't cut people off. You just stop returning calls. You become busy. Eventually, they get the message. You cycle through friendships and relationships every 2 or 3 years. People think you're just independent. They don't realize you're replacing them. You find someone newer, more useful, more interesting. The old ones fade away, wondering what happened. A friend from college reaches out. He wants to reconnect. You calculate. He's a lawyer now. That could be useful. You agree to dinner. You spend the evening asking about his firm, his clients, his network. He thinks you're catching up. You're shopping. The strangest part? You don't feel guilty about this. You know you should. You've seen guilt in other people. You know what it looks like. You just don't have it. It's like being colorblind. Everyone describes red and you nod like you understand, but you've never seen it. Level 6. The predator. You've stopped pretending you don't enjoy this. There's a feeling you get when you figure someone out, when you find the crack in their armor, the insecurity they're hiding, the thing they need to hear. It's the closest thing to excitement you feel. You test people. Small tests. You say something slightly cruel and watch how they react. If they push back, you respect them. If they don't, you file that away. Now you know what they'll tolerate. Now you know how far you can push. At work, you identify the weakest person on the team. Not the least skilled, the most insecure. You befriend them first. You make them dependent on you. Then you use them. They volunteer for your work. They take blame for your mistakes. They do it gladly because you've made them believe you're the only one who appreciates them. Your boss suspects something. He watches you in meetings. He notices that people around you seem smaller somehow, quieter. He can't prove anything because you haven't done anything wrong. Not technically. Everything you do is within the rules. You just use the rules differently than everyone else. Level 7. The operator. You run things now, not because you wanted power. Power is just the natural result of being the most strategic person in every room you've ever walked into. You manage a team, a department, maybe a company. You're excellent at it. Your decisions are clean. You don't get emotional. You don't take things personally. You cut underperformers without guilt and promote useful people without favoritism. On paper, you're the best leader anyone has ever worked for. Your numbers are perfect. Your results are undeniable. But the people who work closely with you sense something. They can't name it. You're always appropriate, always professional, always saying the right thing. But there's a coldness underneath. Like talking to a perfectly designed machine that just happens to look like a person. Your assistant has worked for you for 3 years. She's loyal, she's efficient. One afternoon, she tells you about her son's health problems. She starts crying at her desk. You hand her a tissue. You tell her to take the afternoon off. She thanks you. She says you're the most understanding boss she's ever had. You go back to your office and finish the spreadsheet you were working on. Her son's name is already gone from your memory. Not because you're cruel, because it simply doesn't register. It went in and it evaporated, like rain on hot pavement. Level 8. The void. You sit in a restaurant. Across from you is someone who loves you. They're talking. Their mouth is moving. Their eyes are bright. They reach across the table and squeeze your hand. You squeeze back. You smile. You say something that makes them laugh. And you feel absolutely nothing. Not sadness, not boredom, not frustration. Nothing. A flat line where emotion should be. You've felt this way for so long that you can't remember if you ever felt anything else. Maybe you did when you were young. Maybe that's a false memory too. You try things. You skydive. You gamble large amounts of money. You pick fights with strangers, not because you're angry, but because conflict is stimulating. It's the only thing that makes the flat line move. For a few seconds, you feel something, a spike. Then it's gone, and the silence returns. You watch a documentary about a man who did terrible things. The narrator calls him a monster. You watch his interview. You recognize his eyes. Not because you're the same, but because you understand the emptiness he's describing. That terrifies you for about half a second. Then that feeling vanishes too. People ask you what you want in life. You give them answers. Success, respect, a legacy. These are words you've learned to say. If you were being honest, and you almost never are, the real answer is you don't want anything. Wanting requires feeling, and feeling is the one thing you can't fake. You sit in your car after dinner. Your partner is inside the restaurant, waving goodbye through the window. You wave back. You drive home in silence. No music, no phone call. Just the engine and the road and the dark. You're not evil. You're not dangerous. Not right now, anyway. You're just empty. And empty people do whatever it takes to feel something. That's the thing nobody understands about the word psychopath. It doesn't mean violent. It doesn't mean criminal. It doesn't mean monster. It means alone. Completely, structurally, permanently alone. In a room full of people who think they know you. In a life full of things that should matter. In a body that won't let you feel any of it. And the worst part isn't that you can't connect. The worst part is that you learn to fake it so well that nobody will ever try to help you. Because as far as anyone can tell, you're fine.